I hope you all know the good feeling is back. The good feeling that we all get to feel every Sunday from about early September all the way until about mid February. That is that good feeling of American football. The good feeling of grown men rushing into each other, having head-on collisions at speeds similar to car crashes and giving each other brain damage and concussions. We all love the NFL and we all love college football, and that's why we all love it when this shit comes around. And it is back. We have just wrapped up the first regular Sunday of football season, and there is a lot to say. There is a lot to think about. And we have not even touched my Bears playing tomorrow night on Monday against Minnesota. So there's a hell of a lot to just think about, to have hope, to have optimism going into the season. I've already seen like at least three crazy games, and just I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how things are gonna turn out. It's only week one, to never really make a big leap or big prediction based off that. But we've had trades right before. We had Micah Parsons going to Green Bay. I hate that. I hate that with every fiber of my being. I wanted to believe that maybe all the reports about him having a bad back were going to actually amount to something or going to mean something, but no. I watched that game. I specifically made sure to watch Green Bay against Detroit. That guy is going to be a game wrecker. He is going to give every team in the NFC North hell for the next 5 to 6 years at the very least. And Detroit, I know Detroit went out there and they got their ass whooped. It was not pretty. Jared Goff looked like he looked like he was lost without Ben Johnson calling plays for him. But I really do feel like they're at least going to bounce back. They still got too much talent to go outside like that. Green Bay is gonna be Green Bay. Jordan Love, I'm not sold on him. I'm still not, but that defense is that defense, and that offense is LaFleur knows how to call some plays. Fuck Green Bay still though. They ain't on shit. Wisconsin's a horrible state. Everybody in Wisconsin sucks. Fuck Milwaukee. But yeah, no. The Seahawks, they lost. That was unfortunate. But you know what? I think they will bounce back. They played the San Francisco close, and that's all you can really say. When it comes to Baltimore, and I just want to skip to this game because this game was insane. They had a 15-point lead. They somehow blow it. They lose at the end, 41-40. I don't know. I feel like at this point, when it comes to Lamar, and I know this is, again, you don't want to make any big assumptions based off week one. You don't want to go out and just say anything crazy. I feel like the narrative that Lamar is going to have to start fighting at this point in his career is that he's just a choker. For Josh Allen, I really feel like his big problem is that he just can't get past Mahomes. He can get past pretty much everybody else. He can he can beat Burrow. Burrow can beat him as well, but he can beat him. He can beat Lamar, clearly. He just cannot beat Mahomes when it counts, and pretty much at all. And when it comes to Lamar, I just feel like it's so many times where I feel like the Ravens and just him and this team just has they should just be able to close it out, and they just don't. And I'm getting tired of giving him the benefit of the doubt because last season he should have been the MVP, but at the same time the result would have been the same. They would have lost. And it's only so much you can really do, and so many times you can really just be like, hey, this guy is still the guy. This guy is still one of one. He still belongs to be in certain conversations. And when I say that, I really do feel like Mahomes is in a tier with Lamar and with Burrow, and again, maybe Josh Allen is like just like a 1B. But it's harder to see anybody even like in the same stratosphere as Mahomes. The more these niggas just don't know how to win games that they should win when they're supposed to win them. Again, both of these teams, I'm looking at this, and this game is just an example of another reason why I just don't see either one of these teams being able to beat Kansas City when it matters. And I know Kansas City didn't win against LA. I personally I don't care. That game doesn't mean anything to me. It was in Brazil. Kansas City is going to be fine. I did see the Cincinnati versus Cleveland game. That was another game that I watched, so I will give a couple thoughts on that. It was nice to see Burrow and Cincinnati go into Cleveland and get that win. I will say they look like they should have lost. Cincinnati has been notorious for starting slow, for not being able to really go and get shit going early, and it's always ended up costing them at the end of the season when they really needed just an extra win or two to get in. They were able to avoid the worst case scenario, which is to take the L and just start 0-1, but they should have lost the way they played. They were not looking as great. T. Higgins didn't get the ball as much as he should. I'm not just saying that because he's in fantasy. It was just all around. It was not a good performance by him, but at the end of the day, they got the dub, and that's all that matters. Tua sucks. I don't know if it's because the injuries have messed with him or anything like that, or he doesn't have the same confidence or anything, but he was just very bad. It was just a horrible week one performance by him and that whole Miami Dolphins team. And yeah, they did not look good in Indianapolis. They got their ass bust. They made Daniel Jones look good. So there's really not too much to say about that. I don't have much hope for Miami. They look like that team. They look like the team that's going to be bottoming out. Jacksonville, Travis Hunter. I was able to see the highlights. He should be good. I think he's going to be pretty good in the long run. I don't know if he's going to be able to do the two-way shit all the way. I mean, 6 defensive snaps is still 6 defensive snaps. That takes away from that production as an offensive weapon, but hey, we shall see about that. And the last thing I will want to talk about and I want to speak on is this Jets and Pittsburgh game that happened. I don't want to say anything other than I love to see Justin Fields doing well. That is one dude that is just a good guy in the NFL that I will just always want to see win. I don't care that he's not a Bears player anymore. I just like to see Justin Fields doing good things. They didn't get the win, but Justin Fields continues to look good. He's going to have a good ass year. He's in New York with Garrett Wilson, who he played with at Ohio State. So they're gonna go crazy. They're gonna put up numbers together. Look for Justin Fields to just have a strong ass season. And I will say one other thing. Jalen Carter is a fucking idiot. Yes, Philly won. I know everybody else is giving him shit. Everybody else has talked about it. The dude is fucking dumb. He's the best player on that defense. If he was in that game the whole time, they are blowing Dallas out. I don't care that CD dropped the ball 4 times. I don't care that all that other stuff happened. They would have not been as close because Dak wouldn't have been as comfortable because that man would have been. You can't contain him. He apparently just can't contain himself because he couldn't control himself and decided to spit on a motherfucker in front of a ref. I don't know what goes in motherfuckers' heads, but yeah, that was just one of those just like, really? I couldn't even believe that it happened. Like, I really couldn't believe that a nigga had gotten himself ejected before the fucking first play of the game. First regular play of the game. So, yeah, that's just a no. Just you got to contain yourself, man. You got to control yourself because, like, if you're that good, you can't take yourself out. You can't be psyching yourself out of shit. The hell? But yeah, that is all I really have to say about this one. I will return on Tuesday want to have something to say about the Bears and whatever happens. I'm gonna have hope. I don't necessarily know if I should because I always do this. We always go through the same thing when it comes to the Bears. I have been watching them somewhat semi regularly, since 2005. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. There were some years where I sort of tuned out. Those 2019, 2020, those late years with Mitchell Trubisky, and then some of those years after the Super Bowl when we were really just sort of riding the low end until we got Jay Cutler. I tuned out, but I think that this can be a year where we really have some turnaround. I really have a good feeling about Ben Johnson. I am not even expecting a dub tomorrow. I really want to see some life. I want to see a team that looks like they got some fight, that really looks like they have an idea of what they want to be and where they're going. And if I get that, I'm going to be coming to y'all next time with a good attitude and with some good energy. And if not, well then you'll just be hearing about how the Bears are just doing it all over again. This has been Kinetic Aesthetic. I want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe on whatever that you're tuning in to me in on to listen, watch, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, no, this has been Kinetic Aesthetic. I am your host, Germ, and y'all have a good rest of your day.